What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's actually winter now, and unfortunately everything like tear down has begun on the car again. Some of the issues that we've talked about in the past with it, obviously the radiator still needs to be addressed because this radiator just has not been enough to keep the car cool. So we're addressing that situation by the radiator back here, and which is what is normally used to store the T-tops in a T-top car. I'm working on getting some of the factory bumper stuff taken off because it will be getting a parachute. I'd like to get that big drag wing that hangs off the back of these things, as well as some of the other upgrades we're doing this winter are coilovers all the way around. Right now I've just been working with these single adjustable QA1s, and then up front I've been running some double adjustable strange coilovers. Still stock upper control arm, lower control arm and everything. I'd like to go tubular if I can, but I'm not entirely sure what I'll really have time and money for. Other things it does need a cage. I really want to get the roof wrapped black because I feel like that'll really pull the car together. I want to get the windows tinted and everything. Again, just minor things. I need to get another Kirky for the passenger seat. I need to get legit harnesses that'll actually pass tech, and then fix the oil pan leak and the rear differential leak. Other than that, just some other odds and ends things that I'd like to get done is just clean up some of this wiring. I don't really like how this is loomed. It's just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it kind of bothers me. I just like to tuck it a little bit better. My proportioning valve here for the rear brakes, I want to put that towards the firewall somewhere. I want the catch can over on the firewall over there somewhere. Just clean it up. I need to fix some of my vacuum lines. My intercooler piping on this side will for sure get redone. And then if everything goes well, I would like to just get some of it powder coated and just kind of make this thing look a little bit cooler, nicer, a little bit better put together. But so as you can see, I kind of started yesterday on taking the rear bumper off and getting towards this rear bumper support. The one thing I did face this season that I knew I was having an issue with is that the car was super nose heavy. It was like 58%, I believe, is what we saw on the scales, which is way nose heavy. Like I want it to be around like 52 to 54, somewhere in that range. So having this weight on the back of here from that rear bumper support is probably not a bad thing. But if I took it off, it just means more weight on the nose. But hopefully moving that radiator and everything back here, I hope we'll add about 100 pounds back here. But not only that, it'll take weight off the front, which will be a huge advantage overall. And then, yeah, of course, like I said, coilovers. This thing just, I haven't been able to crack a good 60 foot with this thing just because these coilovers are old, you know, like single adjustable rear shocks too. Like it's just, they're not getting the job done anymore. So it's time to upgrade that. Other than that, the car runs and drives great. I literally just took a buddy for a ride the other night and scared the crap out of him with it. So, but yeah, we're gonna keep tearing this thing apart and keep recording as we go. Well, I got the rear bumper support off, as you can see, and truthfully, it doesn't even weigh as much as I really thought. It probably weighs 30 pounds, but so now the idea is that when we cut all this out, I think if you look, yeah, so there's like a line, like probably follow like this line, and all the way down to this tub and everything down here will all be cut out, and that's where the radiator will kind of, my vision is the radiator will kind of lean like this so it can blow the air down and away back of the car. And then, see, I'll kind of sit in here like so, but deeper, obviously. But yeah, it's kind of the vision behind it. And next step's gonna be a fun one, is cutting the back of this out, hopefully without getting rid of so much that I screw myself. Alrighty, we're back at Saturday morning. Last I was working on was like Tuesday, but I've been busy. Started going to the gym and stuff, so not that you guys care. We're gonna be cutting on this thing. I think my battery relocation is gonna get moved because I kind of want to cut just like everything out here out and just put a flat piece across the entire back of this thing. I'm even thinking about mini tubbing it this winter, but I don't know yet. For now, I'm just going to start by cutting this and probably some of that out and at least flat that out, and then for sure have that whole panel that goes across here and everything. So, but yeah, so we get started on that. Also, don't forget to protect, like, personal protective stuff. If you don't use that, you're not even cool. Well, there's no going back now. You got her. Get her for the most part cut out. I gotta go right next to these spot welds I figured out right here. Probably can't really see them. There's spot welds right there that hold all this to the frame rail, even though it's a unibody car, for lack of a better term. Then I can see my spot welds here because I'm still running the factory fuel tank. So I need to keep these in. So I need to cut. This is gonna be a pain because I'm gonna have to cut around these spot welds. I really don't want to have to pull the rear end for this, so I'm gonna have to really take my time. But then same deal over here, I gotta cut right next to these spot welds here and get all this junk out of here. And then, but yeah, I mean, you got so much room here that I'll be able to work with for the radiator. Really hoping it'll have enough airflow, because my plan is for the radiator to sit like this. It'll have a little scoop off the bottom of it to pull air up, and then it'll shoot it down this way away from the car. So it should work really well. That's the plan anyway. But we'll keep going on this. Well, as you can see, we got everything cut out from the bottom, and I started cutting over here close to the frame rail. And you know me, you can never just do something and not mess something else up. I accidentally cut a little bit into my fuel lines, but they're gonna have to be changed this winter anyway, I think, with how everything's getting adjusted. So it sucks, but it is what it is. I'll just cut the fuel lines and change them up a little bit, and then go from there. That's all I really can do. So we're gonna keep cutting though. I think my plan is I'm just gonna leave the majority of all this back here because it's still stock fuel tank, of course. And then everything will get cut out here. It'll pretty much be like this. It'll just be a little bit cleaner cut down here is all. Just clean that up a little bit, and then should be all there is to it. Alrighty, so we got everything cut out. I got it roughly how I want everything cut. Kind of just tried to curve it nice, just to make it look a little bit better. We got it all cut out with the rough shape. There's a few things that I want to trim up, and I just want to get it all grinded down to get rid of these burrs and shit so I don't cut myself. But yeah, it looks really good. I took some measurements. The current radiator in the car is not very big. Excuse the garage, it's a mess. Core width, we got an 18-inch radiator. The entirety of it is about 22 inches, and I think it's like 12 inches tall, if I remember correctly, or 14? 13 inches tall. And I measured this, and we'll be able to fit almost I believe it was like around a roughly 18 to 20 inch tall radiator, really depending how I decide to mount it. And yeah, it'll kind of, you get the idea, it'll kind of sit like that. Then we can also fit one that's almost 27 inches wide. That's equivalent to about a full-size truck radiator, like what's in my pickup. So it should be plenty of cooling power after that. and I don't foresee it having any issues. The only thing I am slightly concerned about is my fuel lines, but I really think it'll be fine because it didn't dig into any of the braiding. It just caught the sheath a little bit. So it's not even on the pressure side of it. If it was on the pressure side of the fuel pump, I'd be a little bit more concerned, but it's not. It's just on the feed side, so it'll never see any. This thing doesn't even have any tank pressure because it's got a vent on it, so it should realistically be fine. I'll probably change them, but just to be safe, because I don't really know what I'm gonna do with fuel lines back here yet. But yeah, I'm just gonna work on cleaning up the burrs and stuff and getting this shaped out exactly how I wanted it. But other than that, we're looking good. I think the next part of this episode will be once I finally have a radiator, and then working on getting it mocked up in here. So I think I'm gonna get a parachute mount ordered as soon as I'm able to through Tyson at Garage Built, and but yeah, I'm excited. That'll be something cool. It's gonna make this car a lot longer. Like I said, I really want to get that big drag wing for the back of it too. Just get this thing looking like a race car, and it'll be really nice to get that weight over the rear end of this car, so it's not so nose heavy. It'll really help this thing plant the tire a little bit harder and stay hooked up. And I think overall it'll just make the car a lot more tunable suspension wise, and just faster, more consistent, easier to get down crappier roads and worse tracks, you know. So but yeah, probably just gonna wrap this video up there. I don't know how long it'll be, but yeah, we'll wrap this one up, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.